Hi everyone, I hope you're doing very well. I have Janet with me once again. Few weeks back, we did a podcast with her regarding her business journey of starting Sparks Corporates. And in this episode, we will be talking about her Twitter journey, where how she gained 190K followers and what was her journey all around. So, hi Janet, welcome back to the Startup Talks once again.
Hi, Harshita, and hi, everyone. It's really glad to be part of this conversation again. So looking forward to dropping those gems.
Great. Thank you, Janet. So I would love to know about your social media journey from scratch. Did you start it from Twitter or where did you start it from and how was your journey of getting till Twitter?
Oh, interesting. My social media journey started way back in 2013 when I first joined Facebook. So Facebook, I was just there because of my friends, my schoolmates, and my relatives. And then later on, that is when I joined Instagram too, because Instagram I joined there in 2015. So you can tell the gap. After that, I also learned that LinkedIn is where now you have to showcase yourself, to find jobs, to find people who are in your profession, at the same time to connect with people from a professional angle. And then later on, I joined Twitter. Although my Twitter journey started in a very awkward way, let me just use that word, because I was doing my internship when I was in my first year in 2015 as a media house in Kenya. And then I was asked to open a Twitter account. Trust me, I didn't know it was Twitter. So for me, I opened the account so that I can be given access to the tweet deck for the company so that I can post content and schedule content. So I had no idea tweet deck was for Twitter. I just opened an account because they said so. And then later, a year later, so I think that approach of me being in the media space gave me a little bit of some popularity within my age group. And so people knew me from Facebook more, others knew me from Instagram. And then one day somebody asked me why I'm trending on Twitter. I didn't know what is trending. Honestly, I didn't know anything. So somebody took me in and then told me there's something called Twitter, trying to log into Twitter. They are telling me that I have an account there because the Gmail that I was using was the same. And then later I asked about I added my password, I edited my password, and then I got in. At first, it was a very strange place. So I only knew about trending. So I could only check the trendings and the hashtags, and that's it. And then as time went by, the kind of team that I was close to introduced me to influencer marketing, because they said, if you're a bit popular or if you have numbers and people know you, you can work with brands at a price. So I used to get paid with airtime. Sometimes we are just pushing hashtags for fun, And then in the process, I had the name digital marketing. So I really wanted to understand what is this digital marketing, because people are saying, oh, influencer marketing is digital marketing, but I have no idea what is digital marketing. I went to Google. I searched on Google what is digital marketing. I found courses. I found free courses. I had now to log in as a student to learn. So in the process of me learning, I was also sharing on social media because I felt like this was some fresh information I have never heard about. I don't know what is this, but it's interesting knowing these things about the digital space. So I used to learn, and after class, I go share on social media. So I think that is how now the love of digital marketing started to open up for me. And at the same time, the fact that I was still writing for the media house also gave me an upper hand. So people can connect. This is that young journalist on this media space. At the same time, she's the one posting on social media. So sometimes it gives you an upper hand when you are a journalist to grow your space, because people already have shaped their thoughts to a point of knowing that you are the source of information, source of information that is happening, whatever that is happening around you. So that is how I started growing this space. And then it took time for me to realize what kind of things that I want to do on social media, because everything was happening randomly. Digital marketing. There's something called social media. Today I learn about social media. I feel like I know everything. Tomorrow I find there's something different. SEO. I was so I was so surprised every single day.
It's changing every day. The social media is
everything. Exactly. So I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But at the same time, it became so interesting because every single day I had to look forward to learning something new. And at the same time, trying to figure out what do I really like in all these things. Because I've learned now like 7 components of digital marketing. But where do I feel like I can easily like blend in, and I can do it, and I can also blend in my course or my media journalism that I was still doing in school. So I chose social media marketing. And for me, I was looking at it as a space where I can give myself an opportunity to write articles and share, and also help brands to grow. And then later on, I think another thing that helped me like think more of a personal brand other than just anybody on social media is the fact that I started to get now better contracts with brands asking me to be an influencer. And then, when you're an influencer on social media and you're collaborating with brands, it means you're going to get money. And sometimes that actually strikes you, or you're like, oh my God, I really need to think about what should I build so that this money can increase. I don't want to be paid peanuts all the time. And some people, you find that people now start asking you questions about digital marketing. Others are asking you to be their mentor. Others are asking you questions. You have no idea, but you're like, okay, no problem. I can go ahead and do my research. And then I come back and I share. So through that, again, I started writing articles on marketing, social media, branding. So in the process, I was training people, and at the same time, I was learning. So it's not like I was perfect or I had already known. It's because I had that urge to learn, to know, and to also share with people. And I think that is what started to make people believe that I understand the space, that I know the space. And also it encouraged me more to keep on doing research, to keep on finding, collecting information and sharing it with them. And also practicing, because at the end of the day, people expected me to be what I'm selling or what I'm telling them. And then something else that helped me like package myself on social media, especially on Twitter, is because I found out about communities too early. So this tweet chats, somebody is asking you to go and talk about personal branding. At first it was, oh my God, I'm not a very good speaker. I'm not good in this. But you're like, okay, no problem. If people believe in me, why not believe in myself? And then I show up for them. And that means I'm going to get a new audience of people who want to connect with me, who want to engage with me, and high chances that they will follow me to my page because they want to get more from me apart from just what I shared. I also showed up in so many trainings, especially the offline ones in the campuses, colleges, and also workshops, because I wanted to share whatever that I got. And this is why we say, listen to your audience. People will actually shape you to become who you actually envision, or sometimes who you might never think you will be in the future. So I listened to people a lot, and I like the fact that they shaped me towards something I loved and something they loved. So in the process, you're finding yourself in a community of people who want to get a lot from you, and you also want to gain from them. And this is what I usually tell personal brands and corporate brands. It's not just about them. Sometimes it's all about you, because the way you connect with them, the way you engage with them, that is how you're going to create a network, a relationship, a community of people who feel like they belong to you, and you feel like they actually belong here and they deserve to be part of this space. And that is why in the morning I was about to tweet something, and I was this is what I was about to tweet, and I think it's in my drafts. That most of the time we forget that we are a bit selfish beings. When I talk about a personal brand, I'm talking about me, not there. So when I'm talking about my personal brand, I'm looking at my community, my customers, My. If I had to say it's Harshita and another person, Harshita's community, Harshita's customers. If there were many, I would say there. Because those are the people that belong to them and their community. So for social media, I look at in terms of growth, in terms of whatever that you want to build, you have to look at so that you can present to people something called value, offer them value, give them the time, engage with them because they are your people. They are not somebody else's people. And that is why we say show up for them, be there for them, engage them, look out for them. Sometimes listen to them, hear what they want to learn from you, what they want to know from you, and then give it to them. And I have different ways on how I've built myself, not just for marketing, because I think people think talking about marketing 24/7 is what can make you a thought leader in a space. Map out what can bring people knowledge to them or give them knowledge, information, what can entertain them, what can educate them, and what can, as in those inform, educate, entertain. Those 4, I think there were 5 of them, which we learned in the media space. Like you have to communicate to people. You have to teach people. You have to educate them. You have to become their watchdog. You have to entertain them. So I had to look at myself from that space. How can you entertain these people? That it doesn't mean talking about marketing all day will be entertaining them. Step away sometimes from the marketing space. Engage with people, but make sure that whatever that you're sharing is not going beyond what you want to be known for. The kind of perception that you're creating as a personal brand, the kind of community of people that you're driving to you. Trust me, no professional, no expert will want jokers on their space. They want to balance. Can I have the most part of marketers if it's the marketers that you want to be? Can I also add the jokers, the fans that now make the space and community more lively? So figure that out. Know which day to do what, who to do with this what, but above all, remember, conversations are everything. That is what will help you grow. That's what will actually make you be seen somewhere and also show up for yourself and show up for people. You being part of a podcast doesn't mean you're just showing up for the people only. You're also showing up for your brand. You're showing up for your name, because at the end of the day, whatever you're going to share, people will pick it, will remember you because of that, and they will actually go ahead and follow you. Trust me, quite a number of people will hear us from this podcast and will go on social media to search who is Janet Machuka, because I showed up for myself.
Right.
So the numbers grow as you also give people a chance to grow, empower them to become the people that they want to be in the society, and also remembering this, it's not just about you. There are so many people who like to be like you out there. So give them the time to learn from you and boost them to grow if that is what you can do. And that is how all of us grow, and everyone is happy at the end of the day.
Right. I would love to know from you that are there any set of people whom you look up to on Twitter, whom you like maybe take inspiration or get ideas or engage with them personally, or you like think that these are the best people on Twitter or something?
There are so many. When I was starting, I was like, oh my God, I want to be like Amit Panchal. I want to be like Nioskafa. I want to be like, I was like, I want to be like. And then again, I realized it's all about you actually being part of their conversations and community. That's when you'll be able to know them. And don't ever live a wishful life just without doing anything. I wrote down all the thought leaders in the marketing space, and the easiest way to actually find them is not you asking other people on social media only. You can go to Google, search top 20 content marketing leaders or thought leaders, influencers, be it digital marketing, be it people who talk about startups. Find them. They are always linked to their Twitter accounts. Make it like something that you like to do every day. Every day you say, today I'm going to engage with Harshita, and then I will engage with Barack, and then I will engage with Nioskafa. So that is your work for today, apart from the other things that you're going to do on your timeline. So after you are done with that, go to their pages, see what people are saying. Also share your opinion, ask them questions. And this is where actually how to start building relationships with them. And this is a trick that I use. I don't know if it's a trick or it's a tip. Let me call it a tip. If you want to grow to be like someone else, be part of their conversations and always appreciate them. And don't fear to go an extra mile to go to their DMs, have a conversation with them. If you have a podcast, if you have a tweet chat conversation that you always hold, take that time and request them. But don't just do it, boom. Create that relationship first. Yeah, break that barrier first to a point that they will be feeling like, okay, I have no problem talking to this person. So after we have this conversation, now lay your cards. Throw your cards. The same way we did. We started from an engagement of the tweets. Right. And then we came to the DM. And then we did a follow-up call on Zoom. And then after the conversation, we were like, okay, why not collaborate with each other to do something? That is how actually you end up growing each other without necessarily having to put in money into the context. Right. You only look at it from the point of I'm networking, I'm building a meaningful relationship with somebody, and then at the end of the day, we are gaining something from each other. I'm gaining from you because I'm showing up on this podcast, and you're giving me your audience. That's amazing. And you're also gaining from me because I'm bringing something to your podcast, Right, so it's definitely from the yeah. So that is how I ended up becoming, and I feel sometimes, yes, we share the tables with the same people I ever wanted to be like. Yeah.
Amazing. I really agree with that point that we are someone right now we actually wanted to be, and we don't realize that. We always go on for one step ahead, but we don't actually bring that gratitude that we are right now, which we wanted to be one day in the past. And talking about how we collaborated, it's like I actually searched some random, I don't know, maybe some random hashtag or maybe a trending thing on Twitter. And then I got your one of your tweets. I think I commented on that, and then I connected with you as well. And then you actually replied to that, and we started a conversation. We got into DMs and everything started. So yeah, definitely collaboration starts with a bit of engagement and like seeing what other people are doing and maybe agreeing with them or not agreeing with them. That's your point of view, but that's how engagement happens. And one more point I would like to ask you about is you explained your Twitter journey to us. So were there any points at Twitter in your Twitter journey where you thought that you are getting, were you number obsessed anytime? You are getting some less followers or more followers, how to increase your followers or something? Or your like entire focus was on just creating content and building that community?
Wow. Great. What I can say about the growth of numbers and me as a personal brand on Twitter, it's from a point of professionalism, I can say. Because sometimes when you look at being a professional and expert in a space, sometimes you don't remember about the numbers. What you think about is how best can I share what I'm learning, what I know, and how can I also help other people to grow in this space. And one thing that gave me an upper hand on Twitter is the fact that, Twitter is known as a chaotic. I don't know if it's the same in your other side of the world, because in Africa, Twitter is, especially in Kenya, Twitter is known as a chaotic place where people will bash you, troll you for anything, just saying the simplest thing you can say. So for me, I had to find out what I wanted, and because I feel like I didn't want to be part of the negative energy. And also looking at a goal, I was looking at how can I build something that I can also grow into a business out of this. I didn't want to look at it from the point of I'm having fun only on social media. I'm in the media space. I kind of ditched my degree for this digital space. So people don't expect me, and I can't expect myself to actually throw myself into a space where I know I'll be eaten. if I say something wrong or if I do something that people are not expecting from me, and also what me as Janet is expecting of myself. So I had to map out how can I build my professional brand, and then figure out which ways am I going to educate people, in which ways am I going to inform people, in which ways am I going to bring people together and make people remember that communities are what builds people on social media. And then lastly, how can I entertain people? So I'll give examples on each of these that I've just said. How do I share my expertise? Almost 3 or 4 times in a week, I will share about my marketing tips or some of the tips that I've learned through, if it's building a community, a personal brand, social media engagement, and all that. And then I will share on my timeline. For those who like to follow that they usually follow. And that means I have already got a particular type of audience who like to engage with such content. Another angle I approached it is from the point of, apart from me sharing these tips, how can I be known of being a particular profession in this and this and that? So I started to partner with, be it e-learning platforms. At the same time, the industry, let me call them brands which have become now like the industry, the thought leaders in the industry, the likes of Talkwalker, SEMrush, HubSpot, Hootsuite, I had to figure out a way I can also know them so that I can share my opinion, share my knowledge, and also be part of they usually produce a lot of reports, be it about conversation, community, social media. So I had to make sure I'm part of it. And that is all one way to actually make people know that I exist, know that I'm there, know that on social media they can also come to learn more. So that means people will actually come and learn from my space. And most of them will now be like, reaching out to ask you about marketing. And that is how you constantly need to, that's how I constantly had to shape myself to become a leader in that space. Another angle of entertainment.
Sorry to cut you here. Just want to know that you told us about creating content around marketing, right? Like in a week, 3 to 4 times you do that. So how you make sure that piece of content is unique to you, or maybe including things that is not already available? Because this is one thing that I face. Most of the issue is that most people are just repurposing content. They're not creating something new. So do you focus on that aspect also, or you just share what you are learning from different sources?
Oh, great. We read a lot. And this is another thing I think I have to tell anybody who wants to grow in this digital space. At least in a day, make sure you read 2 blogs.
Okay.
2 blogs. I know that is the least, but that is the most. If you take your time to read, you'll get a lot of information. And high chances we learn, or rather read, so that we can practice. And in the practicing, if it works for you, why not share to other people? And I think that is the best way to share tips on social media, apart from just learning them from anywhere. And then just keep it to yourself. Just read, learn, find out, and then share to other people so that they can feel like somebody did it. So if I share it, it will work for me too. And another thing is, most of the time you find that I'll share content around engagement, around marketing tips, around conversation and community building, because that is what I constantly do. I run a community on Twitter for the past 4 years called Africa Tweet Chat. We have been doing it every week. Trust me, I have learned a lot from people, not just from me. I learn. The reason we have the community is because I want to learn from people. And we have learned a lot from that. So such is also another way you can grow your presence, grow your brand, and also grow your numbers. Because people will always look up to you and be like, oh, you're a thought leader in this space. You came to this podcast, you shared. So why not me follow you? Because I want to learn more. So that's another angle. And then lastly, what I wanted to add is don't forget to entertain people. You are not on social media to be constantly talking about marketing. Right. Sometimes I feel and the last point I wanted to share is all about entertaining people. Remember, you are on social media not just to be educating people all the time. That's not a class. This is a social media space for a reason. It's called social because people want something outside the normal things that they do in classes, in business. So try all your best to be social. Bring in the fun, because high chances are most of the people who follow you, they're not your customers. They're not your clients. They are your fans. So what are you doing with them? Have fun with them. At least three days in a week, make sure that you give them the best fun ever. And that is why if you check on my timeline during the weekends, I'll share about documentaries because I want people to know my other fun bit. I'll share about food, and I also share about myself. That means share my photo of having some fun somewhere. So be free to share some personalities to people, because at the end of the day, people will like you, will love you, will want to be part of your community, not just because you're a professional in something, but also because you're vulnerable enough to share some of the things that they want to know about you on social media.
Right. Amazing. Thank you for taking that point, Janet, that it's not only to make your social media account another book or another blog that people would read, but it would be your personal life to whatever extent you are comfortable to share, but obviously you are there to entertain as well to some extent, and however you want to go with. So thanks a lot for sharing those points. And one last question I would like to ask, that any 3 tips you want to give to Twitter buddies in under 1 minute, like any 3 tips fastly you would like to give to us to grow our accounts on Twitter?
Yes. 1, find communities, be part of them. If you can't find any, create yours.
Okay.
2, engagement. Twitter is for conversations. It's not just for posting and going. Don't expect people to knock on your door if you haven't written a welcome note somewhere. It's like starting a party and then expecting everyone to come, yet you haven't sent an invitation card.
Right.
So can you welcome people to your conversations? 3, step away from your account. You're not the only person who is talking on Twitter. There are so many people who are doing so. So step away, find other people, what they're saying, what they're doing, and have fun with them. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Janet, for sharing your things with us and being here for the second episode too. I hope you enjoyed it. I personally learned again a lot from it and hope to grow my Twitter account after this podcast.
Great. Thank you so much, Harshita.
Thank you, Janet. Have a great day.